Welcome back to another episode of JK Sports. It's your boys, Kevin Humphreys. Joining me today is Jack Feldman. Jack, how are we doing today?
We're good. We just got done with some Thursday night football. A lot of fun. Did
Yep.
not think it was going to be as great of a game as it was, but that was very exciting. And we just finished up the first round of the MLB. So, I mean, all around, just a great day of sports. But what's
Yeah,
there not to be excited about with sports in this time?
dude, October is, the best time of year for sports fans because obviously NFL, college football, MLB playoffs. We got hockey opening week starting up soon. We have NBA regular season games starting at the end of the month. Truly truly there isn't a better time to be a sports fan. I mean, maybe we we can get into this right now. Are you taking the month of October or the month of March? Because I think those are the two. I think that's one and two, right?
It definitely is 1 and 2, and I think just because I'm a basketball guy, I got to go March.
Okay.
There's really no better time than March as a basketball fan, and that's what I am. I mean, you got four
Yeah.
games going for 4 days
Oh,
straight. It's just electric. You got Upset City all month. The NBA's
Cinderellas.
getting, yep, the NBA is getting set up to their playoff runs, and
Hmm.
teams are looking for those playoff berths. So, in my opinion, it's got to be March, but that's because I'm a basketball player or fan. If you're a sports fan, it's got to be October.
Yeah, just like every night, and if you have like multiple screens, like to have baseball on one, football on the other, it's just awesome. I mean,
Hmm.
you can't argue the best weekend of the year is definitely March Madness. There's no doubt about that. Other couple other ones, couple other good weeks. Thanksgiving, you got college basketball like wall to wall the entire day. Got obviously NFL and college football that weekend as well. That's I think that's an underrated week is feast week because I mean and the games are on all day. You got Maui like all day long too. So that I guess that's another weekend that goes under the radar. But Jack, we brought it up. I mean, this week of wild card round in for the MLB playoffs has just been insane. We had 3 out of 4 series go 3 games, which um, up until this point, only 2 series since the new wild card format had ever gone to 3 games. So, what series stood out to you the most?
Um, Probably the biggest one for me, just like story. What I was intrigued most about was honestly like the Tigers and Guardians.
Yeah,
Um, just because I was curious to see how I think the Guardians are one of the better, one of the better hitting teams in the MLB.
yeah,
Oh gosh. um, and then they're going up against the best pitcher in the MLB,
yeah.
and so I was curious to see that unfold. I was surprised. I thought the Guardians were going to lose game one, but then end up winning game two and three.
Right.
Personally, but I was wrong there. But that was a fun series, regardless.
Yeah, it was super fun. Really wish we could have gotten one game in that series, at night. It kind of felt like, it was definitely honestly it might have been the best series. So it was great to like start off the day just with that and just like, throw you right into the deep end of the pool with that. The series for me that really stood out was, I mean, dude, Yankees, Red Sox in the playoffs. Like, I think it had happened 7 or 8 times before. Obviously because up until the wild card, they never faced each other in the playoffs. But like it just the drama and Yankees fans, most of you only started caring about this team like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So let's like slow down. Y'all lost game one to Garrett Crochet, and I think the whole town was about to be set on fire by Yankees fans. And guess what? Your team won the wild card round. They're gonna face Toronto. I would probably give the Yankees a slight edge in that one. We'll get to that later, but um you are the worst Yankees fans. That's basically my message to you. I was 100% rooting for the Red Sox to win one more game in New York and, really
Yep.
just put the dagger in the heart on this season. I mean, there's no way they're winning the World Series, but um, one of the things, at least recently, since 2007, that makes playoff baseball great is watching the Yankees lose. And it didn't happen this round, but hopefully it happens soon.
Right. I do have one other question about the opening wild card rounds. That's going to be, what are your thoughts of Wrigley Stadium in playoff time?
I mean, I don't know how much you were able
Wrigley,
to.
not
Yeah,
Wrigley.
all good. I don't know how much you were able to catch of this series, Jack, but seeing Chicago, like, and just the whole environment at Wrigley, I mean, those fans, they're insane. They love their team, and like, there's just not a better environment, especially when you like today when PCA finally, recorded a hit because he had been playing some of the worst baseball anyone had ever seen. The previous two games, like 10 swings at balls outside the strike zone, over the past or the previous two games, just playing really, really bad. And for him to like get up there and hit that bloop single to score the run that ultimately, like broke the game open was, I mean, it was electric. Game one, you had back to back home runs. Um, Freaking ESPN muted the mics on first for like half of the home run trot, which was awful because the whole point of playoff baseball is you watch 162 games and like maybe in like the ninth inning it hits like 20% of that kind of atmosphere. But in playoff baseball and in every environment, it's insane. But like Wrigley is just another level. Like, I mean, you can put Wrigley in the playoffs against like Kansas City, your best NFL, LSU at night, like, best atmospheres in sports. Like Wrigley is, I mean, it's on the Mount Rushmore for sure.
Right. And I feel like that played a really big role, an underrated role in this series,
Yeah,
was just the stadium as a whole, the noise, the how far you have to hit the ball to get it out of the park, stuff like that. I
yeah,
mean, it's just very underrated. And especially with a team like the Padres where they rely pretty heavily on hitting that long ball.
yeah.
Um, I think I think it definitely played a bigger role than people really give it credit for.
Yeah, I mean, games always sway on whether the wind's blowing in or out, and Padres just didn't catch the right breaks. Honestly, like, I mean, but can we talk about Mason Miller though? Like, is he an alien? Because for
He
someone to
might
throw a
be.
ball 104 plus miles per hour is one, it's the most unhittable thing in baseball, and two, like, Uh, like, at what point does this stop, Jack? At what point do we reach like the
Right.
peak of human evolution? Like in 20 years, is someone gonna be revving up to 109, 110 miles per hour?
I I honestly think it might get to that point, and I'm all for it because I just think the evolution of sports is just like another thing that we just take granted for. I mean,
Yeah,
you got a 7'4" point guard in Victor Wembanyama. You got guys throwing 105 miles an hour. You got guys jumping out the sky to catch one-handed catches. I mean, it's just like, and we're so quick to just hate those kind of players
yeah,
because they succeed in a new way.
yeah,
And that's something that I'm trying to get better at, is just like accepting the greatness, just like loving watching the sport as a
Hmm.
sports fan instead of saying that's unfair. This guy just needs to get out of here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I will say to that is what I don't want to like one of the things that sucks, especially in playoff baseball too, is like just the all this the stops and starts when teams go to their bullpen early, like the Padres did today. I mean, they pulled Darvish. He pitched into the second inning, but didn't record an out. So he pitched one inning, and then it was like, oh, we're unloading the clip. All 10 of our relievers today, we're throwing them in. I will say that's like, and when they're throwing gas like Mason Miller, like it's kind of electric, but I mean, at some point that like repetitive, oh, every three batters we're going to commercial because we're making
Right.
a pitching change. Obviously it used to be worse when you could just do it for every batter. That used to be way worse. But, I think, it kind of, especially the games today, I felt like, the starting pitching had been so awesome just overall in the wild card the last few days. Once we got to day 3, it was the bullpen days. I felt like, the peak level kind of dropped a little bit today as far as the last two games. But, still every pitch matters. And let's get into kind of projecting going forward in the playoffs. Like, do you think any of these actually hold up, I'll restart. What series intrigues you the most in the next round?
Um, Much like a lot of people, probably it's got to be the Phillies and Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the World Series determination.
You
Whoever
think
wins that game, whoever wins that series is going to win the World Series, in my opinion. Just because,
yeah.
I mean, they're just both so dominant, especially during postseason. They know how to
Hmm.
win when they need a win, and so with the Phillies, I mean they are getting older, and so I also think that this is going to be kind of their last ride, almost in a sense
Right.
of
Yeah.
where everyone knows they're getting older. Everyone knows this is kind of really their real last opportunity to go do something in the playoffs, and so I think with that, um, I really do. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to beat the Dodgers and probably shock a lot of people just because of the name of the Dodgers. There's a lot of casual baseball fans out there thinking LA equals best team in the world, but I think Phillies will end up beating them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, seeing the bank for the Phillies, I mean, that's right up there with Wrigley at its peak. Like that place is going to be electric. I like the Phillies in the series too. I think they have better bullpen arms. Dodgers have better starting pitching, but their bullpen has really been their Achilles heel this season, and I don't think that changes. Like Shohei Ohtani can't pitch all 9 innings and he can't bat every single time. So I think the Phillies are maybe one of, if not the only team capable of beating the Dodgers in the playoffs. So definitely pulling for the Phillies to I guess upset the Dodgers. I mean, talking to you, obviously it doesn't seem like either of us would call that an upset, really. Um, but yeah, I mean that series. Hopefully, we get a full 5 games. I would love that. Um, and then hopefully we can get a Kyle Schwarber bomb, um, or Trey Turner just doing the coolest slides ever into stealing bases and whatnot. Hopefully we can get some Phillies magic.
Yep.
Um, Another series that I'm interested in is Brewers Cubs, mostly because I think Chicago's gonna play has 5 home games because that Milwaukee like in Milwaukee, I feel like that's gonna be like 40-50% Cubs fans. So that'll be, though those games are always fun when you get kind of like the 50-50 Cubs or 50-50 fans going back and forth. So honestly, just from like a Cubs fan perspective, just seeing like what that looks like in Milwaukee. I'm excited to see. Mariners Tigers is definitely the least sexy matchup, but I think honestly, like if the Tigers can get going again, like they have showed a little bit in the last 3 games, like they're easily a team that could go on a run and make the World Series despite
Mhm.
struggling. But for me, and hopefully, I I hope the Mariners win the World Series. That's a team that I want to win out of all the teams that are left. Do you have a particular favorite on this out of the teams who are left, Jack?
Um, I like the Blue Jays.
Okay.
I think I'd want to see the Blue Jays win the series.
Okay.
The World Series would be a lot of fun to watch. I mean, they'd beat the Yankees, which is I think what everyone outside of
Yeah.
New York wants to happen.
Yeah.
Um, and I think they're going to end up beating the Yankees.
Yeah.
I
Let's
think the
go.
Blue Jays are very underrated. I think they
Mhm.
are very good, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. And so I think they could and will make a run to that World Series.
Let's go. For me, I need Eugenio Suarez, um, monster home runs from the Mariners. I mean, that's what I'm tuning in to see. Um, but Tariq Skubal is also super fun to watch. I hope he's able to pitch twice in this series. Not I haven't looked at the exact dates as far as starts go, but I hope Skubal's able to pitch 2 full games in this series, and if they can get it to a game 5, then let that magic happen. Obviously in the same boat as you. Honestly, Mariners or Blue Jays, out of the teams that are left, those are the teams that I'd love to see um, win the World Series. I'm an American patriot at heart, so I don't know if I can let America's pastime. I don't know if we can allow a Canadian team to win America's pastime, even though we do dominate Canada at hockey. But I don't think we can let a Canadian team come in and steal our pastime. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
I'm just excited. The best thing about playoff baseball is that every pitch, every like coaching decision is meticulously analyzed, and like there's so much pressure on every moment that it's hard not to love baseball, at least
Mhm.
during the month of October.
I definitely agree with that. I do have one quick question about baseball, though.
Yeah.
Do you want to see them increase games in playoff series? Or do you like the format of 3-5-7? Or do you want them to go to like the NBA format where it's just seven
Mhm.
games?
I think for wild card, kind of feel like they have it about right. Maybe specifically for the teams that win their division, like the Guardians and the Dodgers. Um, I'd like to see maybe them have a little bit more of an advantage just because they
Right.
won that division. So maybe like, but I don't know how you would do it. Like
Yeah.
maybe those teams just have to win one.
Hmm.
Um and the 6th seed has to win all 3 or win the first 2. Um maybe something like that just to give them a slight edge. Um But other than that, I like it. I think 5 games is perfect for, the division series because, like, you're gonna get to go like, every pitcher, like, of the five-man rotation, hypothetically, obviously, there's breaks and bullpen games and, everyone's kind of shortening their rotation, right? But in an ideal world, like, you have, like, your 5 starters are each able to make a start. And so I like that for the division round. Obviously, 7 games is more than enough in the conference finals in the World Series. So outside of maybe giving the teams like the Guardians, like the 3 seed, like the Guardians, a little bit more of an advantage somehow. I think baseball has it down. It doesn't need to turn into, college basketball, which is trying to make add a bunch more teams, which is just, I mean, we'll get into college basketball. We both love ourselves some college hoops. And we'll get into that at some point, but tournament expansion is the last thing I want. And I think for baseball, they have it about like 90% of it is good. So I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get super upset about 10%. Do you think they have it down, or do you think they need some improvements?
No, I do like it a lot. I do wish they somehow had some type of advantage, like you were saying, for those teams that win the division. Because I mean, you only have to have two bad games to get eliminated by
Hmm.
you. Everyone knows worse team than that team, and
Right.
so like that's kind of my only concern with a three game series is it only
Yeah.
takes two games to lose it, and
Right.
so how can you somehow reward division winners?
Yeah.
But I was just curious because I mean that's just a unique format and something that I'm not used to.
Right.
But I really do like it just because of I mean, it's playoffs,
Yeah.
and that means everything should matter. And so that's why I
Right.
think it is a good format to have because if you're going to win in the wild card, you have to bring your A game right off the bat.
Right.
And if you want to advance, you're going to have to bring that straight off. So I really do like that part.
Yeah. It's much better than just a one game winner take all
Yeah.
that it used to be for so many years. So obviously they're taking steps in the right direction. They have it about right. People who are complaining that it's too short just are on the losing end of it. And
Right.
so obviously that sucks. And to follow your team for 162 games and for it to come down to, 3 games feels small. And I do understand that, but at the same time, like you've had 162 games to, separate yourself. Most often these teams are separated by a game or two. And
Hmm.
so if these series won 7 games, like I'm not saying the results would be different, but there's still the randomness in baseball that you can't ever take away. And like guess what? Like being able to situationally hit and execute, those are the teams that win in the playoffs. So, like the Tigers, they were just situationally better, especially at the plate and with their starting pitching and management going to vest for 2 whole innings in game one. Like
Hmm.
obviously didn't have him for game two, but he was available for game three. So like, I mean they played it perfect, and teams, the best coached teams and the teams that have runners on second and third and can actually like knock them in. Those are the teams that win. Um, and so like, and that doesn't just change, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I really do like that. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you do end up making these wild cards like 5 or 7 games instead of just the three, I mean, odds are the Dodgers are going to win 3-0 or 4-0.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
The and then the other 3 games are going to go to game 6 or 7. And so
Yeah.
like it really is like do we really need to play all this baseball if it's going to be the same? And then it goes back to who has the buys. How bad does that affect having 10
Right.
days of rest compared to 4? Just stuff like that. So
Right.
that was just interesting.
Do you think I mean hypothetically, like if they went to like an 8 game or an 8 team format where like the first two teams don't get buys, like is that something that interests you, or or you know is it like quit ruining America's pastime at that point?
I honestly would enjoy not seeing as many buys as possible,
Yeah.
just because it adds to randomness of playoffs.
Right.
Um, and then you can't blame like, oh, they were able to play and we didn't, so we weren't up to par with how we should be
Right.
playing. Um, so I mean, it just makes everything a little more fair. But again, there has to be some type of advantage for winning 100 games in a season compared to
Mm-hmm.
85.
Yeah.
And so it just comes back to, okay, maybe Seattle, they play in the first round, but again, they have to
Mm-hmm.
win one game before their opponent plays 2 games. And then
Mm-hmm.
everyone else is just on a
Right.
um, 3 game series. So maybe something like that would be fun to watch. I think it would be a little more interesting to watch. Just gives baseball viewers more stuff to watch if they really want to.
It's true.
Um, but honestly, I don't know too much about baseball, and so I
Yeah.
can't really expound much more on that other than the entertainment aspect of more games equals more views.
Yep. 100%. Obviously, if they give us more games, I'll watch. Like, not against it. Um, I do think one last thing on baseball will get going on football, but I think the having the teams in the wild card get that day off before the series, I just don't like it because um it really take like these teams, their bullpen should be fresh, and like Scooble should not be able to start game one. In my opinion, I think that's a huge disadvantage to these teams that got the bye. If they had to go against the third and fourth starters, like they would in a normal like regular
Hmm.
season type, um, like obviously they can set their lineups perfectly, but giving these wildcard teams a chance to like reset their pitching rotations is a huge advantage to these wildcard teams that, just in terms of scheduling, I think Major League, if they get rid of these days off in between, like guess what? Like you guys are in the wild card, you guys didn't earn it, so guess what? You're going out there and you have to play your fourth starter. So that's like the one adjustment I would make, just sitting here listening to you talk about it. But we'll have plenty more baseball to talk about this month, Jack. Let's get into Thursday night football. Stafford was unbelievable. Mac Jones, I mean, was getting smushed into a pancake, but came out alive on the other side.
Somehow,
49ers with all their injuries, man, they're still good.
somehow, I literally cannot explain how the 49ers keep winning games with
Yeah.
every important piece other than Christian McCaffrey injured.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of like tweets and stuff saying like they've done some random ritual where they keep CMC healthy, but it's to the cost of everyone else getting injured, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
scared for our boy Fred Warner because I mean it's bound to happen to him too.
he's like the one guy throughout this entire run that has just been their Iron Man. Like I
Yep.
can't like he's played through some like gruesome stuff. If I remember right. I can't remember what the exact injuries have been, but he's played through like broken bones or like torn muscles
Mm-hmm.
at some points in his career. Thankfully, he hasn't missed time. I mean, he's honestly like the best defensive player on the planet. I mean, you just watch him in these super important situations, like especially on the last play of the game. I mean, he just blows up the line of scrimmage, and San Francisco is able to get that stop. Like he's on it, and like against Arizona, same thing. Fred Warner like really won the 49ers that game. Obviously, Mac Jones had to go down and lead them on the game-winning field goal drive, but their defense, led by Fred Warner, is what's helping them win these games for the most part. My Super Bowl pick, the Rams. I was feeling good until Kyron Williams fumbled about a yard short of the goal line. So, but I mean, again, credit to the 49ers. Like they made the plays, they made the strip. So but yeah, the NFC West is just a I mean, you have the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers all in that division. I'm a Cardinals fan, so I hate it. But I do think the Cardinals are good. I think that
They
in
are.
basically any other division in football, they're probably, 9-8, 10-7 at the end of the year. But they've lost on two game-winning field goals to the Seahawks and the 49ers. So, I mean, that division is super good, super even. Um, I thought the Rams, if they won this game, they'd really start to pull away from everyone, but nope, they're getting sucked back down into the mud.
Yep. Yep. 2 questions on this game.
Yeah.
Is Puka Nakua the best receiver in the league? And is CMC the best running back in the league?
Honestly, and maybe it's just like I just love the Lions, but I think Gibbs right now to me is the best running back in the league.
Dang.
And maybe it's because he's put in great situations because they have like Montgomery as their 1-2 punch, right? So that maybe that helps him look better than what he actually is because he doesn't have to take all that punishment, getting the short yardage stuff. But Gibbs to me, like at least as far as running backs go, I think he's my most favorite running back to watch. Does that mean he's the best? Maybe not, but for me, that would be my answer. Puka, he's the toughest man. Like
He's legit.
he's like a running back after he gets the ball because he just takes hits and will just keep pushing. And he's super precise, like with his route running too. And he takes pride in all the little stuff, like blocking. Like Puka Nakua, as great of a receiver as he is, he might also be one of the best blocking wide receivers in the NFL, which is super underrated. So, like, I guess when you put it together, like the whole package, he's definitely, if he's not one, he's in the top three with like, Justin Jefferson, who I would say is the best if he, had if Justin Jefferson had Matthew Stafford throwing him the football, I think he'd probably be the best. Right now, Puka has a Hall of Famer getting
Right.
him the ball. And it's like the Gibbs thing. Puka is set up for success way better than, obviously Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are right now. Same thing with Neighbors too. Like
Right.
honestly, like the maybe it's just the LSU aura makes me feel like they're better. But yeah, I mean Puka is like he's top three for sure, and I don't think you can argue that, can you?
That's my thing is like I keep going back to it's just Puka Nakua. It's just
Yeah,
Puka. Like there's nothing massive around him. He went to Washington, then BYU. He didn't go
yeah,
to a massive school. He got drafted in a later round. He wasn't supposed to do anything. And so I think
right,
people keep looking back to that and saying, oh, it's just Puka Nakua
dude.
instead of really realizing how talented this guy is in
Yeah,
every facet of the game. And so
yeah,
that's what I mean, like talent wise, yeah, sure. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, they're probably more athletic, more talented if you want to go that route.
right,
But
yeah.
with a type of player and person and just like
Dog.
dog humility wise, I think Puka Nakua is making a very good case of being the top receiver in the league.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, if you just rewind his career, like the fact that like him, Rome Odunze, and like I think there are two other like starting NFL receivers that were in that Washington wide receiver room a few years back. Like, I mean, that wide receiver room was like generational, like Alabama, LSU type room, and they completely, outside of their national championship run, just a big wet fart for Washington. But that's just the college football in me that just like looks at that wide receiver room and is like,
It's like
how are you
how?
not? Yeah, how are you not like 2019 LSU with that wide receiver room?
Yeah.
But that's just me sidetracking things a little too much. Let's look, this NFL weekend, kind of I mean, we talked about it before hopping on this podcast, like pretty mid, kind of bad weekend in the NFL. Not that many intriguing matchups. It's mostly good teams playing awful teams or awful teams playing awful teams. So, um, looking at this slate of uh, unappetizing food, what looks the most appetizing?
For me, I want to see how Drake May plays against Buffalo.
So
Just
Buffalo's
be
on upset
I think
watch.
so. I think so. Just because, I mean, my love for Drake May.
Of
I think
course.
he's
Josh
one
Allen
of the,
Jr.
yep, Josh Allen Jr., exactly. And so
Yeah.
I am curious to see how he plays against a title contending type team,
Yeah.
seeing if he can lead his offense as good as Josh Allen leads his
Yeah.
offense. Not saying that he's better or as good as Josh Allen,
Right.
but I am curious to see in his young career how he favors against one of the better teams in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah. I mean the Bills, that defense, it is kind of susceptible, I feel like. So and Drake May is what, like put together, I can't remember the exact stat, but like multiple games passing over 75 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Brady's the only other guy that's ever done that. And he's doing the thing, man. Like every game that Jaden Daniels doesn't play for Washington, or like doesn't play that good, like Drake May is like he's QB1 from that draft. Like and it's kind of crazy after last season that, the hype trains come fully is like fully Drake May right now. Um Obviously he has way better coaching than he did last season, so that's helped him out a ton. Like, at least in terms of like watching the game, like this game is by far, in my opinion, probably going to be the most fun one to watch. Like we have Broncos Eagles, which is an intriguing matchup because the Broncos are 2-2, but they have, 2 losses to really good teams, like Chargers at the end. They lost also on a field goal to Indianapolis, so they're 2 game-winning field goals away from being 3-1 or 4-0, right? So I think this game is super intriguing, but the Eagles aren't fun to watch because Jalen Hurts and I mean Bo Nix is kind of fun because he'll like do some stupid crap, but like for the most part, neither of these teams are like super exciting to watch. It'll be a good matchup. And then like Texans Ravens, I would say the two most disappointing teams in the NFL this season. Like, what's gonna happen? Is Lamar gonna play? Like
Yeah, I
like
don't think he is.
it does this I mean, they what did they say? He's gonna be out for 2 to 3 weeks, like most
It's
likely. So
Cooper Rush. It's going to
oh
be Cooper Rush, I think.
see it too many
And so I think,
quarterbacks. But right, like this Ravens season is snowballing out of control, just like the Texans.
well, and that's what I'm most intrigued is like if you're a Texans fan, if you're a Ravens fan, when are you pressing that panic button, or has it already been pressed? Um, I haven't followed either team as much, um, and so I'm curious to know like
Yeah,
when are you pressing that button if you are the Ravens? Because I mean, they've had they've won the games that they were supposed to, but they've also played the Bills, Lions, and Chiefs, and those are the
right.
three teams that they lost to. And so, like,
The three
yeah,
best
you're
teams in
one
the NFL,
exactly.
and they
You're
might
one
be
and
fourth.
three, right? Exactly. So you're 1-3, but you could easily finish the season 13-3
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
and
And
that
so, like,
division's bad.
yeah. And so, like, if I'm a Ravens fan, I might be pressing the button just because Lamar Jackson's not playing.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, you still got a Hall of Famer in Derrick Henry. You still got
Mhm.
a great defense. And so, like, I, I would be surprised if they lose to the Texans at home, even with Cooper Rush, the starting
Yeah.
quarterback.
I think either of these. I think this is the panic button game where if you fall to 1-4, both of these teams are like smashing the panic button. Obviously, if
Yeah.
Lamar plays, I don't even think this matchup is that intriguing because I think the Ravens would probably win by 2 scores
Mm-hmm.
pretty comfortably. But without Lamar and kind of the uncertainty there, it's like, I mean, but 2 teams that thought they were Super Bowl contenders. One of these teams, I think definitively, if they lose this game, is not making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I could agree to that.
and then The other game that intrigues me, Jack, Buccaneers Seahawks. I think we can just fast forward to Baker driving down the field with the game on the line. Does he get it done this week or no?
I think he does.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Godwin is going to have himself a game.
Okay.
I think he's going to be back. I mean, he had his first game back last week. Wasn't that impressive. Dropped a few
Right.
passes. Just trying to get his feet under himself. And so I think he's going to have a really good game for this Buccaneers offense. And they need it because Mike Evans is out still. Bucky Irving's banged up, probably not going to play.
Right.
And so they need a guy like Chris Godwin to come in and just have himself a day. And I think he gets it done. And I think the Buccaneers will win by less than one score.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That as far as games go, I think we covered it. Any fantasy waiver wire ads that you're looking at? Because I have one.
Oh man, I was not prepared for this one question.
That's all
But the
right.
biggest one for me is going to be probably that Buccaneers running back room. If
Okay.
you have Rashad White still, I mean, most of these guys will probably be picked up since this is kind of old news. It came out a couple days ago that Bucky Irving
Right.
probably wasn't going to play. You got the Cardinals running back room.
See, that was mine. I don't think you
Okay.
pick anyone up this week. I think this week they're playing the Titans. They should hypothetically have a lead for most of it and try and run the football. So you're going to get a good sense of who their number one back is going to be after this game. So I think that's my number one waiver wire pickup. They can't run the football, to be honest. So you're mostly just picking them up, hoping that they get in the red zone and they can get one of those running backs a reception or a short run into the end zone to help, kind of boost those fantasy points.
Who is it? Who's it going to be?
So Amari DiMercado was kind of like their third down change of pace
Right.
back. They signed Michael Carter, who's been kind of on and off with the team, the last like season or so. I just the thing is I don't think either of them are that good, and so I'm hoping that you know Monty Fort can go out and find a Tanks Bigby out there, guy who's like talented guy who we've seen really perform in the NFL already. Um, get their shot right. That's what I'm hoping for, but I think it might be Michael Carter. I think he might be the every
Really?
down back. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to
But
know.
we'll know Sunday.
That's
Sunday
true.
night. Sunday night, you look at that box score, and if you have a hole at running back, like just put that. Just put whoever has the best game for the Cardinals on Sunday down.
Yeah. Good call.
All right. Quick college football to wrap up. We'll start in the ACC. Miami, Florida State. I believe it's the only top 15 matchup. You can kind of throw in Alabama Vanderbilt in there as well. But this game definitely has the most hype behind it. Was last week just a look ahead spot for Florida State, or do you think there's real issues and Miami's going to roll?
I mean, it's just a tough spot for Florida State. I think Miami is that good this year.
Yeah.
And so I think Miami is going to win. I don't know by
Yeah.
how much,
Yeah.
but that's not to say that Florida State's not a great football team because I still think they
Right.
are a great football team. It's just that Miami is a title contender this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think Miami's getting Florida State's best shot.
Mm-hmm.
What that is, I'm not certain of what that is. Obviously, their best shot was, absolutely making life hell for Ty Simpson in Alabama. Um, I think what I love most about this game is someone who hated Carson Beck and someone who bought into the hate of Tommy Castellanos. Like both of these guys, the two most hated transfer quarterbacks, are going to be playing a top 5, 10, 15 matchup. It's what's great about the college football and the transfer portal for everyone that hates it. I mean, you have two redemption stories, and if either of these guys wins, it can really kind of seal that and boost them forward. I'm just happy Florida football is good. Honestly, like Miami and Florida State and Florida all kind of being down at the same time. There's a piece of college football missing when that happens, and to have these two teams both in the top 20, just happy to see. It's gonna be an awesome game too. And then the other game in the ACC, this is the, plug your nose and try not to throw up game. Clemson USC. Obviously, Clemson's favored by a lot because they can't. No one can be as bad as UNC, but I mean, what? I mean, you have Dabo Swinney versus Bill Belichick. Is this the most depressing outcome that this game could have had, preseason?
Yes, definitely. And if Clemson doesn't win by 30 points, then Clemson is no longer the Clemson that we all used to know. Because holy cow, this UNC team is just not good, respectfully.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost to two Big 12 teams that, I mean, TCU is good. UCF is mediocre. They lost by like 25 to UCF.
Yeah.
And so if Clemson doesn't beat them by more than 25, there's big issues. As we talked about last week, I mean, Clemson's just, they're not the Clemson we used to know.
Which, quick answer, which head coach is more likely to be gone at the end of the season?
It's got to be Dabo.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're right. I think if Bill Belichick didn't have dementia and look, he I don't think he has his. I don't think Bill Belichick's all the way there. I think and we know who's pulling the strings behind the scenes. If it was up to him, I think he would just be like, I'm done with this. But there's someone else pulling the strings.
I don't even know if he'd take the job if he was fully there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's his first year at UNC. I mean, no one has any massive expectations for him, so there's no way he gets fired. If anything, he'd just say, I'm done. But I don't know.
One more thing on this game. This is the most small town family business game because you have basically Bill Belichick's entire family is on the staff, and the head coaching job was basically promised to his son after Bill fixes UNC. That was the thing coming in. And then you have freaking Dabo Swinney's kids and Brett Venables' kids playing special teams for Clemson. So
gotta love it.
This is the most family business Nepo. Is this the most Nepo game ever?
It's gotta be. I don't think there's been another. Yeah. I can't think of anything right off the bat. This is wild.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nothing else really comes to mind, honestly.
No. I can't even think of one connection other than Mark Few playing his son Joey.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. If football, this is definitely the most Nepo game. Basketball, there's
plenty.
There's plenty of nepotism in college hoops But yeah. Okay, good. Glad we can agree that this is the Nepo game. I've been trying all week to come up with exactly how to contextualize this game, and Nepo game.
That's
Nepo gone wrong game is 100% what this game is.
We have to call it that.
Yeah. Big 12, Iowa State, Cincinnati. That's the only matchup. It's Cincinnati's favored by 1.5. So Like, obviously, Iowa State's ranked in the top 15. They're on the road. Cincinnati's favored by Vegas. Are you riding with Cincinnati, or are you riding with Rocco Becht?
Nope. I got Iowa State.
Okay.
I mean, it just Vegas has never made sense to me personally. I just don't
Okay.
understand how a top 15 team is an underdog against an unranked team. I don't care where they're playing. Personally, every time they should be the favored. And so that's why I picked Iowa State. I just think I don't think Cincinnati's as good as people think they are. And so I think Iowa State will win by multiple scores.
Yeah. If you like money, bet Cincinnati. Math is definitely in your favor. The most free money bet in sports is when an unranked home when an unranked home favorite is favored or over a ranked road team. So it's like, I mean, you look it up on Twitter, whatever. Like, it is the most free money in sports. It's got like a 75-80% hit rate since like 2020 or something like that. Don't have these facts in stone cold concrete, but like, take my word for it. I'm telling you, when Cincinnati wins by 3 tomorrow, everyone's gonna be shocked. No, 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 no. If you listen to me and Jack, I mean Jack poo-pooed
When
it,
you
but
listen to you,
if you listen to me and Jack on this sports podcast, you guys are gonna have to find some insight to help you. Last thing, Jack, is Alabama, Texas A&M, or Texas the most? Which one of those three teams is going to get upset this weekend?
I'm going to go back to the state of Florida. That would be
Wow.
my upset watch. I'm not saying they will win. I am
Wow.
not saying they will win.
To be fair, it is the shortest spread. It
But
is the
I do.
shortest
Oh,
spread of
is
the
it? I
three.
didn't even look
Yeah.
at any of the spreads. I don't know really
Alabama
anything.
Alabama's 10. They were 10 this week. Could have changed
Okay.
recently. Texas A&M was 14
Hmm.
versus Mississippi State, and Texas was like 6.5 versus Florida.
Wow.
So
Okay. I I did not know that.
Jack and
But
Vegas agree on something.
th- hey, maybe I do like Vegas. Maybe I do like Vegas. But I mean, I just don't think Texas has been. They just haven't been impressive to me, and so
Right.
I think. But I mean, neither is Florida, and so
It's gonna be
I
an
don't
ugly
know
game.
what's gonna happen. But I think this is a big game for both teams of saying, hey, we can compete in the SEC. For Texas, it's yes, we are this good and we're going to compete. For Florida, it's yeah, we're going to play spoiler this year and we're going to beat a
Hmm.
couple SEC top dogs, but we're not
Yeah.
going to make any splashes. We're just playing
Right.
upset. And so I think that's one of these games of Florida's going to come out to play because they want to play upset to a overrated Texas team for now.
You're right.
Overrated. That's how I see it this week.
Okay. I think you're right. So, and I'm stealing this from another college football podcast I listen to. Sorry, Cover 3, Andy and Ari, Unnecessary Roughness. Don't remember which one, but Florida ranks 115th in passing success rate in the country. Where do you think Texas ranks?
It's going to be higher. It's going to be like 140.
117.
Oh,
So they're actually a worse passing offense
that's
than
nuts.
Florida has been this season.
That is nuts.
And they haven't played Florida's schedule either.
And they have Arch Manning throwing the ball.
I mean, yeah, DJ versus Arch. This is, I mean, I guess not nepotism, but maybe the most. This was supposed to be like preseason. This was supposed to be like the winner of this game wins the Heisman
Yep,
Trophy. And now
that's
it's
true.
like whoever wins this game won't be benched next week. Is like where we're it's like where we're at for this game.
That's
But
true.
it's true. It's
No,
more. It's closer to
it's closer to that than the Heisman race
than the
for
Heisman,
sure.
which is, I mean, just nuts after all the hype that these guys got.
I hope
Um,
I hope DJ Lagway comes out and just has a game. I really do.
it would be
I
fun.
I mean it would just be electric to see Florida win.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying to put money on them, but that's the upset that I like the most is Florida
Okay.
beating Texas.
Yeah. As far as covering the spread, I like
Mm.
Florida the most. To win the game, I think Mississippi State. I think they can score points. I think Texas A&M's defense isn't that good. I think they're solid, but I don't think they're anything. I don't think they're anything special. So, and we've seen Mississippi State's receivers, um, you know, make big plays. And I think Texas A&M's defense is susceptible. I've said that word far too many times this show, but I think Texas A&M's defense is susceptible to giving up big plays to Mississippi State and Bama. They're going to be Vanderbilt, and they're the front runner in the SEC. Like this, yeah, they're they're winning by 40, 40, and they're the front runner in the
Wow.
SEC after this game.
Oh, whoa. 40.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll
and
see
I love
40.
Diego. I love Diego.
I think we'll
And
see like a 17-point win.
I live for Vandy Pimp on SEC shorts. I live for Vandy Pimp. I would love nothing more than to see Diego driving down the field late in the game to maybe upset Alabama, but I I'm over my skis on this one, Jack.
You are.
I'm very invested in Alabama this season as far as my takes go.
I love it.
I think they're the front runner.
I love it.
If they come out and they dominate Vanderbilt, I think they kind of put themselves in position to be the front runner in the SEC.
We'll have to book this one. We got to get it out now.
All right.
Tell everybody that Kevin said this by week 4. Alabama will win the SEC. We need that
Okay.
soundbite.
Then I would say there's a better than 70% chance that they are in the SEC championship game.
Okay. I agree with that. I could
Okay.
agree with that.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I thought whoever won that Bama Georgia game, I thought it was going to be Georgia.
Yeah.
But that's who I thought was going to compete in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
And it happened to be Bama.
Yeah.
But they're not going to win it.
Who is?
I don't know.
Okay. Just one of the other like 7.
just whoever's playing them.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. They're good.
All right. And any sports, any people, any takes you need to get off your chest before we wrap this up?
Who is going to win the MVP? Is it going to be Judge or Cal?
It should be Raleigh.
I think it's Judge. Unbiased opinion aside, that's the one thing that I want to bring up really quick is the fact of how
we were having such a good podcast.
It does not matter the sport. It does not matter anything. Voter fatigue is atrocious. And you know it. It's the same thing that happened with Shane Jokic last year. It's the same thing that's happened to LeBron his whole career. It's the same thing with probably Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen starting to come into that. I mean, It's just whoever hasn't won the most MVPs, we're just going to hand it over to them. And that's what's happening this year in baseball.
But he's a plus defender, catcher. See, like is Judge a better hitter than him? Yes. Like that's not arguable. Is Raleigh a better defender than Judge? Yes. And I don't think that can be argued. I think catcher in its own right is also an incredibly more difficult position to play than outfield. as well. So I think he has that going for him. He's he's a switch hitting machine. He has 20 home runs on each side of the plate. He and like we can get into like wins above replacement, but like you there's no one on earth who could do what Cal Raleigh did this year. And like he has broken like every record that a catcher can break. So like if Shea Gilgeous like averaged like the most points in a season outside of like MJ's like 37 and Kobe's like 36 in a season, then like yeah, he like in my opinion like doing something like something that historical like is my argument. What Shea was just like a good scorer on the number one team. I don't think he deserved it, but Raleigh's like is having arguably the greatest season a catcher has ever had, and that should be rewarded.
Okay.
So it's like
Interesting.
I don't think it's voter fatigue. I think it's simply that Cal Raleigh
is doing something a catcher's never has done.
Right. Yeah. Like is Judge doing something that we've never seen anyone on the planet in the history of human civilization. Is Judge doing anything this I mean, don't get me wrong, he is potentially the best right-handed hitter definitely of his era and potentially like a top 3 right-handed hitter of all time. Don't get me wrong. But like he is not doing anything this season that has never been done in Major League Baseball before. So that's my passionate argument.
I love it. I was just curious because like I feel like that's a very big topic right now in a lot of
it is
people's minds, and so I was just wondering if it was just he's Aaron Judge, we've seen it before.
No,
it's he's on the Yankees, we don't want to give it to a Yankee again. Just stuff like that. I mean,
no,
because I mean that's what I've been noticing so many times in every other sport, and it's really like it's frustrating because how I view most valuable player is you stick them on any team and they instantly get better, and that's what I see. I mean, obviously you see it in both of those guys, but like some guys will win the MVP and you stick them on any team and they are not as good as they were, you know?
Right.
And so with Jokic, I think you stick them on anyone and they get better. It's the same with SGA, but I mean, I was just curious if you had the same thought of voter fatigue as I do.
I mean, I definitely think Raleigh wins because I think voter fatigue definitely plays a factor in it, but like we'll never see a catcher. I mean, maybe we will, but like odds are we won't see a catcher do this for another 100 years, and chances are someone is going to put up Aaron Judge's numbers in the next 5 years.
And so you think it's just the fact that he was also a catcher?
Yeah,
is why he wins the MVP.
Yes, yes. That's
good to know.
It's a much more difficult. It's
right.
Outside of pitching, it is the most taxing position you can play in baseball.
No, for sure.
Like if Judge was behind the plate, he's not hitting. Like if Cal Raleigh was just a DH and that's all he did, it's Aaron Judge, right? Like, but to me, like
that's really good to know.
Being a plus defensive catcher, like, and like, I'm not saying I'm an expert on Cal Raleigh and like all of his defensive metrics, but like reading about him, he's a plus defender, maybe not Gold Glove level. He's been close in the past. You know, to being like one of the best defenders in baseball. So that should count a lot more than it does. And especially like guess what? And now you're opening a box of worms, Jack. You're not ready for this. Okay. Kyle Schwarber is a DH and doesn't play one side of the field. Okay. He does not play defense. I mean, sometimes he plays in the outfield. When he does, he's whatever. Okay.
Right.
You have guys like Corbin Carroll who don't have the home runs and aren't as good at hitters. But like defense needs to be more of an emphasis in MVP voting. Same with Geraldo Perdomo. Don't, look over the fact that I named Diamondbacks players. But like
Right.
but defense counts for so much. Like if you just put like a different outfielder in right field for the Cardinals, or excuse me, football and baseball, always get those two mixed up. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, like Corbin Carroll was one of the league leaders in outfield assists and runners thrown out this season.
Mm-hmm.
But like that in his top 10 case for NL MVP this year, it's not going to really be discussed. Like it's just not like we're just going to go straight to batting average, home runs, WAR, like all that. Like he had one of the better arms in baseball throwing out runners this year. Like, and that's not even going to get talked about. Perdomo has been one of the most consistent shortstops since he's been called up past like 3 or 4 seasons. Geraldo Perdomo, second in the major leagues in on base percentage this year, Jack. Not sure if you knew that. Right? So
but no one's batting an eye.
Right, exactly. Like
that's a good point.
So like and home runs do matter, but like when we just have like and Shohei's MVP's like, yeah, he's like the best hitter in the NL, but like he wasn't doing anything else. I feel like some of these MVPs he's been given just because, he can pitch. We haven't seen him pitch. And like obviously he still has like an insane WAR just because of how good of a hitter he is. But I feel like a lot of those statistics don't take into account defense as much as they should.
It's a really good point.
That's my soapbox. We can end the podcast on that if you'd like.
That's perfect. Nope, that's exactly what I wanted.
Gosh, dang it, Jack.
Finally, the passion is coming.
I was gonna go to bed. I was gonna be able to go to bed tonight. Now I'm gonna be.
I love it.
Now I'm gonna angrily text you at like 12:30 in the morning. Like, see, Jack.
I'm dead.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to JK Sports, everyone. Hopefully, if you watched us, hopefully you like this kind of content, this free flowing, not super serious. That's kind of our tagline. Our sarcastic tagline is a super serious sports podcast, which this is not. Like, yeah, we'll give you analysis, we'll give you passionate takes, try and have some fun, have fun watching the Nepo game on Saturday. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.